Activity Call Live. And now, our host, Andy Albright.
What's up, people? Hey, Rojas, I got your football. Most leads purchased. We were supposed to bring it to the convention. I'll bring it, make sure.
Next week.
Yeah, we'll bring it next week to the Treasure Island. Hey, is he going to be able to make them bigger? Probably looks. Is that me that I got to do that? Thank you. Hey, guys, we got some great guests on today. The question that I promised was how to sell. We have got 3 people on here that can sell. So I'm going to try to let them do most of the talking. I'm going to maybe do some question asking. What's up, people? The man, the legend, the myth, Vinny Napoli. Woo! And the crowd goes wild. Vinny, give us a high level who you are, where you're from, that cooking background, and that beautiful wife of yours, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from New York. I live in North Carolina, direct to Brandon, Manly. A little bit about myself is I started this business about 4 years ago in 2019. I was a restaurant, pretty much a head chef. I have a culinary degree in culinary arts. I went to the Art Institute. I loved it. I did it for 15 years, had a degree, made a lot of great food, worked in a lot of hotels. But then I found the Alliance in 2019 of April. In 1 month, I pretty much got my license, got ready to sell. My first month, made $4 grand, working 1 day a week. Did that consistently a couple months. I said, you know, this restaurant, I love it, have a lot of heart for it. But I said, I need to definitely help more people out and make a lot more money and spend more time with my family. So that's what I ended up doing. Quit my restaurant business, and just from there, the rest is history.
Hey, what's your favorite thing to cook, Vinny?
So I'm Italian, if you can't tell, and I love making pollo scappiello. It's really good. I make it probably one of the best out there. You can have it in so many different restaurants that are really Italian, but I make it with a little bit of twist, with a little bit of balsamic reduction. It's sausage and it's chicken cut up in pieces. It has little pepperoncinis in there, so it's got a little kick to it. Oh, I mean, hey, Andy, I'll make it for you one day. Anybody that wants it, let me know. Just throw me a stove and some pans and some ingredients, and I'll make it happen.
That's the part I was waiting for, the invite. And you said that like made me believe you really were a chef, man. Hey, tell them when you're, you remember when they were trying to recruit you, what's his name, Katoon was trying to recruit you, and your wife said something like, you can't sell, or something, or you can't do that, or whatever. What'd you hit her with?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. My cousin got me in this business, and my wife, you know, she's a beautiful wife named Danielle. She just has, you know, the idea of I can't sell. When I told her, hey, I'm gonna start selling, she's like, you can't sell nothing. So I can't sell nothing. Okay. So I love to drink ginger ale, and I showed her a ginger ale can. I said, you like ginger ale? She's like, nah, I don't like ginger ale. I was like, okay. I was like, do you ever try ginger ale? She's like, no, I don't think I did. I was like, is there anything wrong with why you don't want to try it? She's like, I just don't like it. I don't want it. I was like, all right. I said, I have a question for you. Does your stomach ever hurt? You ever have a stomach ache or you're not feeling too good? She's like, yeah, I get that all the time. I said, do you know there's actually ginger ale will actually help you soothe your stomach and actually makes you feel better? She's like, really? I said, yeah, here, try it. And I was like, yeah, you've been sold. You've been sold. And she's like, oh, I can't believe you. And it's funny because we have a video, but she can't find it. When I find that video, I'm going to show some people that video.
It's gonna
It
go
was
viral.
recorded.
So
Yeah.
Vinny, last year, you ended up, last year you worked more than 1 day a week. You were up 2 or 3 days last year?
2 days a week.
2 days a week of selling, and he issued 196 applications for $300,000 in premium. Woo! That put him number 14 in the United States of America. Well, good stuff, Vinny. And you're picking up the pace a little bit this year?
Oh, yes. I'm transitioning to full time. Last month I wrote about 45,000. This month I'm on track for about maybe 50, 55,000 if all these annuities hit. I don't know what's going to happen next month. And I mean, look, I'm going to try to keep it consistently between at least 25, 30,000 a month. And then I want to build a big organization and teach them how to do this, because personal production is great. But when you can teach other people to do it and watch their success and blow up, that's what makes me excited. Plus, I mean, hey, who doesn't want more people working and having a good time and being at these events and all these trips and conventions with all your people? I mean, it's just amazing. Going by yourself is boring. I mean, to me.
So Vinny's got some good people. One guy I'm gonna give a shout out to is Jeff Schultz. He hired him out of Texas. He moved to Florida, and last year Jeff Schultz sold 210 applications for $310,000, which ranked him number 12 in the country, and he's going for top 10. Matter of fact, I think he's going for number 1. So you got a good running buddy there, you know, Vinny. See where y'all come in, 2, 3, 4, or 1. So I'm excited about you, man. I know Brandon loves you, and I know Danielle is pulling for you, and I know she's wanting to come more full time over here and get away from her. What does this do? Gymnastics teaching and dance teaching. She wants to kind of move over here, so that's exciting, man. Looks like you'll be able to do what you want to do this year, man. I want you to get some tips in mind, buddy. Some examples of when people said no, and I want you to talk to people how you handle objections, and we'll get some good teaching on here. So introducing Rachel Mithun. Hey Rachel, wait a minute, I bet it's a different name now. Is it a different last name now?
It'll be Hernandez, yes.
Hernandez. Okay. All right. Well, so y'all are married. You're married to Hernandez. And you're going to change.
Mhm.
Are you going to officially change it? You're going to go through all that trouble?
The alliance won't let me until after the Ireland trip. But yes, I will.
That's funny, and that's true. That's right, because your identification has to match what that airline flight says. That is funny. Well, tell everybody how you found us, and kind of what you heard, Vinny. That's what I'm looking for. Were you a chef? Were you a dancer? Were you a candlestick maker or whatever?
Hey everybody, my name is Rachel. I live in Midland, Texas, middle of nowhere, West Texas, and I saw this business about 15 months ago. I was actually introduced by somebody that I used to build a network marketing business with about 10 years ago, and when he brought it to me, I wasn't super excited about it. It wasn't something that I ever could really see myself doing. But he brought in some other credibility on the call. They really convinced me, like, hey, you should just try it. You know, it's $200 all said and done to go get your license. Just try it and see if you like it. So I went and got my license in about a week and a half, and I was kind of looking for something because my husband at the time, his company had gone under from COVID, and I had a professional organizing business. So this business isn't something that I could just pick up and move. And there was 4 different times throughout the year of 2021 that we thought we were going to have to move. So I was definitely looking for a way that as soon as we moved that I could make money, thinking I would rebuild the organizing company in a new city. And so got my license, started doing this. I did it on a very, very part-time basis. The first month I did about 4 days of appointments and made $2,500. The second month, 4 days of appointments made around $4,500. And then every month after that, I was consistently making $5,000 on a very part-time basis. And I was super excited about that. I don't know where you can go, where you can join a new industry and not have to sell stuff to friends and family, not have to like build a social media profile, where you can buy leads and go make money quickly. So I was super excited about it. And then literally 1 year ago, I went to the big event called National Convention, and I saw them give over $1 million away on stage, $1 million and from Q4 bonuses. And in that moment, I was just like, you know what? I think I need to spend a little bit more time on the insurance. Like there's some good things happening in this industry, and these people are winning on a really, really high level. And it's not that they're more talented than I am; they're just working harder. So I came back, got a cat. I came back in February of last year, and I called my upline, Mike Guerra. He's just the absolute best. If you guys have met him, and I told him, I said, I need to make $20,000 in February. How do I do that? And so we recreated a game plan, and I didn't make 20 grand in February. I made 13,500, but then in March I made 22,500, and the rest is history.
That is awesome. So you said you had an organizing business. Did you make money
Mhm.
doing that before the network marketing thing with Mike?
Yeah, so that's something, I mean, I really like to organize. I have all my books color coordinated. Go into people's homes, get their closets, their pantries looking good.
You and my wife would get along really good.
Oh yeah.
So last year was your first full year, first 12 months with us. So Rachel did
Yes.
243 applications issued for $271,000 in premium. Ended up number 21 in the United States of America, number 21 in the country. Woo-hoo!
Woo!
That is so impressive. Have you organized do you organize also mathematically like an Excel spreadsheet? Like if you had 10 people in this leg, this organization writing as much as you, and then another organization with maybe 6 people writing as much as you, and then maybe 3 people, and then maybe 2 one-person organizations. Have you did those calculations at what kind of revenue you would create?
I haven't. I'm gonna need to sit down and do some graph work with you and Robbie.
Yeah, we can do that. We can show you what that looks like. Do we still have an automated system where you can put that in? You remember Avian built that one. I don't know, Avian might come away, but he'll be coming up, he'll be doing the spreadsheet, man. He'll be fun. Alex Avian had one at one time. You could just put in the spread and the volume and the spread and the volume and the legs and do calculations. But here's the way I do it. You have a 10% spread and it's $200,000 a month, you're making $20,000 a month in overrides. 200,000 with an average spread of 10%. So 20,000 a month times 10 people, that's 200,000. 10% spread,
Wow.
20 grand a month. Not complicated. So if half of it you had a 20% spread and half of it you had a 5% spread, okay, that'd be a 12.5% spread. Does that make sense? It's just, in other words, I just do the simple math real quick and say, hey, 10% on $1 million a month, it's 100 grand a month. You can average 5%, you're making 50,000 a month on $1 million, and $1 million is 100 people doing 10 grand or 20, or what would it be? 50 people doing 20 grand. Is that right? 50 times 20, is that $1 million? Yeah. 50 people doing 20,000 is $1 million. 10% spread on average gets you 100 grand a month. But now that you've seen what it takes to do 20 grand, you did more than 20 grand a month. Vinny did way more than 20 grand a month, and Nina did more than y'all. So you're the type of people you're looking for, and you see the kind of extra money you're creating. You know it doesn't take, you know you're not 100 hours a week selling. You're not 80 hours a week selling. You're not 60 hours a week selling. So a normal job, you can create a multi-6-figure income, normal efforts. I do want to say this. These people work. Like, they know how to sell. No, they work. Because like I'm texting and calling people recruiting. It's work. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'd rather just sit there and scroll through social media and see who's doing what. I'd rather do that than call somebody. That's not work, seeing what other people's doing. I want to watch Criminal Minds. That is not work. Watching other people exercise. Yeah, I got some good ones. I mean, they got some great simple exercises that anybody could do. Does not work. That is not working. You with me? It's just that definition of what's work. Well, Rachel, we are so happy, and I know you're starting to recruit some really good people, and you got great training in that from Mark Aceta. I want to come back. I do want you to comment on Mark Aceta. I want to come back to you, Rachel, in the events, because he was part of that event, and you knew him from another world, a different world. So, Nina, hailing from the Black Forest of Germany, and now you are in Jacksonville now, right? Is that true?
And St. Augustine, yeah.
St. Augustine. So you're south of Jacksonville.
Yeah, a little bit, like 30 minutes out. Right
20
there.
minutes out. So it's practically Jacksonville.
Practically, yes.
Practically.
It's
Which
just
address,
prettier.
What's your address is what is it? St. Augustine.
Mhm.
So tell us, in your backgrounds, I think you've done a few more careers or a few more things. So give them a high level, Nina, your background before joining us.
So I was not born in this country. I'm actually from Germany, born and raised over there. Did my master's degree in hospitality management, and worked I did seasonal work, cleaned hotel rooms. I worked on cruise ships, was a waitress in like different countries. I worked in Italy, I was in Spain, I worked in France, and came here to America in February of 2012. So it's now 11 years that I'm here, and I became a citizen last year, April.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I worked in hospitality pretty much all my life. Last position that I had was revenue management that I did in a hotel in Miami Beach. And I loved it, but it was never really something where I was making the money that I wanted to make. I became a single mom shortly after. So Lorelai was born in 2013, and I became a single mom in August of 2014, and was about the same time when I got my insurance license. Started out with a different company, and then the Alliance found me. Jason found me in 2016, actually. So I'm here now. I'm going 7 years, Andy. It's 7 years. Amazing.
So how did so you were? I seem like I remember when you first started, but I'm not sure if it was. Who were you? What company were you working with? It was a different insurance company.
AIL.
Okay, American Income.
Yeah.
I forget that. That's good to know, because when we're recruiting people, and we know that she was not happy at American Income. Scott Kustra, who's killing it this year, that's where he was. He was like very skeptical of us because of his experience over there. So it's always good to learn.
Yeah, it's different over there. It's insurance boot camp.
Insurance boot camp. I don't know what he called it. He wasn't happy with it, and so he's doing extremely well over here. So here's the crazy thing. Last year, Nina closed 400 applications for $448,000. So that is almost $40,000 a month. Woo-hoo!
That's life-changing right there.
What's that?
That's life-changing right there.
That is life-changing. So that made a big difference for you and Kyle.
Ooh. Oh yeah, for sure. Yes. Oh.
That's life-changing for those children too.
Oh yeah. And I'm a saver. I like to put money away. I put money in the savings account as much as I put in my IULs. We just distribute it and put it away, make more money.
How much? And so you got do you have one IUL so far?
Me, how many IULs I have?
Yeah.
I have 2 on myself. Kyle has 2. Lorelai has 2, and Kalani has 2.
So 8 altogether in that family.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll show you my portfolio sometime. So I got one when I first started, and like 3 years later, and then 4 years later, and I just kept building on it. And I'm not sure. I think I have 7 on myself now over the years. Just keep adding them. And I mean, it's the easiest, most simple thing that I've ever done as far as investment, and solid as everything. Don't have to think about it. Well, I'm glad you're doing that. If y'all hadn't done that, Benny and Rachel, I'll send you. Matter of fact, can you put that Be Your Own Banker? Post that on the agency manager WhatsApp, because everybody should listen to that. Of course, our book, Save Smarter, Not Harder, is a great audio to listen to. But Rachel, that's something you should. We go through. It seems like we go through phases in the Alliance where we remember to do something. One of the things that we used to be really good at is getting every single person to buy IUL on the team. So the more you listen to those audios, it helps do that. So the way Nina tells it, you know, I know a lot of her story, and I'm not going to get into story day, but it's a very interesting story, very dramatic story. But when she says, I got a master's degree in hospitality, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, what's the really nice hotels that, I'm thinking she was like Ritz, you know, the receptionist, you know, that's the first job she had after she got her master's degree, but it's not, was it, Nina?
No. I just got a fancy degree, but you know what, and I went to school for it. But what I was really doing was, you know, being on like 3-star hotels on the front desk, was a waitress and housekeeping. Yeah, I was a maid for a long time.
She told me she got on a cruise ship as a housekeeper as just one strategy to get to America, right?
Yeah. Get experience as much as I can, you know, abroad. So, you know, other companies, other hotels have a reason to hire me because I have already experience, you know, outside Germany. Yeah, no matter what.
Determination and persistence. So when somebody says, so anybody can do it, I go, well, you're gonna need persistence. I don't know if you're a persistent person. I don't know if you have determination. Those are things that we can't tell until we get your license and we give you leads, and then we find out what you're made out of. You know what I mean? So I used to say that a caveman can do it because I think it can, but it better be a caveman with persistence and a caveman that's willing to make phone calls, caveman that'll go talk to people in their homes and stuff like that is critical. So if you're scared to do that, I'm gonna say, can we do it from behind the screen on a video? Look, if you're scared to talk to people in person, you're not gonna be that much better in the screen. As a matter of fact, you're probably not gonna be as good as if you could do it in person. That's the easiest way. Vinny, you were raising your hands, and I want to come to you anyway because I want you to give some of your crazy examples of persistence and overcoming objections.
Yeah, I was raising my hand because I was like, yeah, I have an IUL. So I was like, I have one.
So, Vinny, tell us some of these stories about objections that you overcome. You've had some pretty funny ones. Let's start with on the phone. Do you get many objections on the phone? And you're booking appointments to go to the house, right?
Yeah. I'm booking appointments. I'm setting about, I want to say between 6 to 8 appointments a day. And then what I'm doing is I'm going up to their house and I'm helping them out with some insurance. Even if they tell me on the phone that they don't want me at the house, they tell me they have insurance already. Because a lot of people, the ones that actually do buy are the ones that don't invite you over. And the reason why is because they're afraid. They're afraid to be told that they need this, even though they've been pushing it aside. I have a lady, probably 3 days ago, she told me on the phone, yeah, come on over, whatever. Next morning, she called me, left me a voicemail, said, please don't show up. I actually, believe it or not, check this out. This is the same lady that I actually watch.
14. I don't know if I have the right number or not, but if you're the one with the life insurance that's supposed to be coming by my house between 2 and 3, do not come. It's been one hell of a day. But call me back and let me know if you're the one, and even if you're not the one. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And then, I don't listen to that kind of stuff. I totally ignored it. I went to her house the time I scheduled, and I showed up, and she was like, are you the guy that I called and told not to come about the insurance? And I was like, yeah, that's me. And she's like, why'd you come? I was like, because I didn't get your voicemail. And honestly, I'm here now. Why didn't you want me coming? You look perfectly fine.
Hey,
and
can y'all listen to a recruiting call? You want to hear a recruiting call? Yes? No? I'll keep it brief. Alex?
Yes, sir.
Andy Albright. Hey, just heads up, you need to know I got you on speaker. I'm training a few people. Right. So just, don't be cussing and stuff.
No worries.
I know. So you're a mortgage broker?
Yes, sir.
Are you down in Miami?
I'm not. I'm in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's home of the Jaguars.
Yes, sir.
How long you been doing mortgages?
About 3 years, but I've kind of been doing it my whole life by accident. I grew up in a family that's done it. So my mom is a realtor for the last 8 years, but before that, she was a mortgage processor and worked from home my whole life. So I was picking up on things I didn't even realize it until I went to school and started working this job. I was like, oh, so that's what she meant by this kind of stuff. So,
So did you mean to follow in her first footsteps?
I did not, no. So I went to school for finance. I knew I wanted to do something around real estate. Wasn't sure what it was exactly. One of my best friend's moms owns a real estate brokerage and wanted me to be an agent for her because she doesn't have any young agents. She wants to connect first-time home buyers, all that good stuff. And my mom was like, no. She's like, don't do it. She's like, I know how much you like math and you like numbers, and you're not going to get to do any of that as an agent, really. So she introduced me to a previous employer of hers on the mortgage side, and then I interviewed with probably 5 other brokerages, wanted to get an idea of who I fit with the best, and then basically fell in love with the company that I'm at. We're veteran owned and operated, and I grew up in a Navy family. My dad was a pilot in the Navy for nearly 30 years, and that meant a lot to me. So connected with them and haven't really looked back since.
So where'd you get that finance degree?
University of North Florida.
Okay, and that's where you played lacrosse?
Yes, sir.
Nice. My boy was big on that. And I was trying to get New Hampshire out of UNF, and I was like, I don't think that's going to fit. And so one of my other guys looked it up, and he said North Florida. So I don't know why I was thinking Miami out of that, but well, congratulations.
Well, I do some business in Miami. I've got one of my best friends from high school and college is a realtor down in Boca. So we'll do a few transactions a year together, and I'll go down there and meet people in his office and clients and stuff like that.
So you, one last personal question. You got a family, got wife and kids, or just you?
I'm engaged. I have a fiance. We're getting married in December, and we've got a 1-year-old black lab together. So no kids, but a dog.
Congrats. Sounds like my grandbabies. I got grandbaby dogs, but no real babies.
Yeah.
My kids are 27 and 24, and they're like you. Both of them grew up in business with me, and so now they're in business with me. Both of them went to North Carolina State, and actually Spencer, sir. Yeah. So, and then the boy, he went to up New Hampshire to a private school and played lacrosse and ice hockey. I told him they were not American games, but he swears that they are. He's still fanatical about them. So I got 2 different versions for you. So obviously I'm looking for somebody young and sharp that I can have a long career with. I'm a late 50s, but like my kids are in this business. I got 2 different versions. One's a real sexy one. It's called the Be Your Own Banker or Infinite Banking Program. Have you ever heard of that?
No, sir.
You're going to love it. For your family, the type of investment strategy, you put money into an insurance policy. And most people don't even tell people that up front. They tell them all how good it is, and then they tell them it's insurance, which is fine. But there's a way. This program was invented a few years ago, really for the richer people, but the insurance companies have figured it out now to get it down into the middle class. If you're rich, it's just a no-brainer. But at middle class, you have to gradually put the money in. I do it with a lot of NFL players, football coaches, people like that. But once you get this money in the policy, it accumulates, it compounds tax-free, and you've got access to the money anytime you want it. So you can borrow the money out for a house. You can borrow out money for your kids' first car. You can borrow it out for the kids' education. So it's way better than any in my opinion, way better than any government program like a 401k or those 503s, whatever it is you save up for the college education. It's just so many catches in those things, and you avoid taxes, and you never pay tax. You pay taxes the first time, but you never pay again. So when you do have a kid, you put $100 a month away on a kid, and when they're 55 years old, they're a millionaire. And they got access to that money all their life. And the money keeps accumulating even if you borrow it out, which is really weird. but the safety of it's cool. So anybody, you know, that your real estate agent buddy, anybody doing as good as you are in loans, this is a great product for them. So it's like you sell yourself on it and then you sell other people on it, and the commissions are phenomenal. And obviously you deal with everybody's money being in your world, so perfect candidate to talk to. So that's the cool one. And then, you know, the world of finance, once you get into it, and by the way, if you want commission on it, you have to pass a 40-hour course, and all in $200. I mean, it's $49 to study. You do it at home, you know, and it's a lot to learn. Don't let me gloss over it. It's a big deal. Kind of like your world. There's a lot to learn about finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other cool thing is, if somebody else says, I love this program, and you say, do you want to buy into it, or do you want to make a commission? So if they want to make a commission, then you show them how to get their license, and then you get a percentage off of them. Do you do that in loans? Do you have mortgage brokers underneath you, or where you get a percentage off of?
Some people do. I don't. I mean, like I said, I'm really only 3 years into it. I'm developing my own book of business at this point, and don't necessarily have the time to train and have people underneath me at the moment. But there are some people in my company that do have teams set up like that.
I talked to a guy yesterday. Let me run these numbers by you and see if this makes any sense. He says he pays his brokers, he has 7 of them, I think, or 8 or something. I don't remember the number. But he said he pays them 0.75 and he makes 0.75. Does that sound crazy?
No, I mean, I make 1.5% on everything I do. So, I mean, if they're split at 50-50, that makes sense.
Until they get gooder. And then when they get gooder, he bumps them up to a 0.9 or a 1, and I guess eventually up to a 1.5. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in my world, a lot of it depends on the lead gen. So, like, if it's something that I bring in and I can't do, I don't have the time, or maybe it's something out of my state that someone in my company has that state license, they'll do it for a set amount. So say $750, and then I get the rest. But then if it's a lead that they bring to me, then we'll work on a split there, depending on basically the amount of work we've got to split.
Okay. Well, speaking of leads, so we do direct mail leads all over the country. This product's right down your bailiwick. That would be right down your alley for young people. I think the word's different. Don't start. My young staff laughs at me. So we do direct mail. Every time you close a mortgage, we send them a letter that says, can you guys make this payment if your wife has a heart attack or a stroke or dies? Same thing with the husband. Can you make this house payment? We can show you how to get insurance to protect you against it. So we call it mortgage protection insurance. And it's a 20-year policy or a 30-year policy. Usually they try to do it for the same amount of the home. Like if a home is $300,000, we do a $300,000 term for 30 years. But get this, we want them to live, then they get all their money back. So it's a refund of premium, 100% money back. Have you heard of that before?
Similar, but not the money back part. No.
That's the part we like the best, is that money back, guaranteed. So my wife, I did one 20 years ago on her, and I got 3 more years. Sure would like to get that refund back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that one's pretty killer. Well, these leads are unbelievable. I mean, people put their home phone, work phone, cell phone number, address, date of birth, everything on this piece of paper. So you talk about easy to close. And of course, you know people that got mortgages. You got a book of business. And then same thing with the thing we call final expense. If you ever seen those GoFundMe's online, say, my granddaddy's dead. We can't bury him. They keep him in a box for 3 months or 4 months until we raise $10,000. Please contribute $50. That is not a good way to do it. We do a $10,000 policy for $80 a month. We'll do a $35,000 policy for $120. So now you're young, you put 120, you're getting $250,000. But when you're 60 and 120 a month, you're getting 15 or 20,000. But those leads are insane also. So it's just kind of thing like if you started on the side, learn, it'll help you so much with your own finances, your kids' finance, your wife, and it's a great way to create a legacy,
Yeah.
So I am funny is I'm going to be in Jacksonville. I was thinking reason I was excited because I'm actually flying to Fort Lauderdale, but from Fort Lauderdale I'm coming to Jacksonville. What day are we in Jacksonville, Patrick? Is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. So Thursday morning, next Thursday morning, are you in town?
Yes, sir.
What if you could keep that open? I'm going to get Patrick to shoot you some stuff right now. He's got you. He already texted you. So Patrick said he already texted you. He's my right-hand man. And hopefully, if you can get off for a couple hours, you'll learn something, have a good time. But also, our priorities are have fun, then make money. So if you don't have a fun at the meeting, you get all your money back that you invested, which would be zero, so you know. But anyway. All right, man. I could talk to you for 3 hours, but let's just start that way. We'll send you some information on this product. This is not a got to do it today or, it's his last chance. This is more of a gradual thing. Get to know you, build a relationship, train you on these concepts, and you meet some fun people and learn how this works for your family. And if you really like it, you spread the word and you can build a residual income, which is kind of fun when you have, 15 people selling. That's the same thing if you have 15 people mortgages. The difference is it's just so much easier to get into it, to bring people into it. It's a 40-hour class. It's cheap. And then the leads are unbelievable that we can provide across the country. So that's a high-level rundown, man.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. We'll be in touch. Hope to see you Thursday. And text me any questions or thoughts. And you're getting ready to close another deal, right?
Yes, sir. I'm driving to closing right now.
All right, man. Get a check. Close it. That's what you got to do.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care, Alex.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. So the only thing you didn't see, anybody wants to know, I'll show you the whole conversation, but it started with a compliment to him. And then he was like, I'm very happy where I am. It would have to be something good. And I said, no. I don't want you to leave where you are. I want you to keep doing it. This is a gradual thing, blah, blah, blah. And then it was, give me a call. And he actually dialed my number. And I said, if I don't pick up, text me. So that's what happened. I take that back. He actually said, I'm so busy, I can't talk till next week. And I messaged him back. That's funny because I'm busy next week and this week. I'm busy all the time. But if you want to talk, you're going to have to make it happen. I wasn't like mean. I was just like, come on, man, seriously, kind of a nudge. And then he called me and texted, which is pretty cool. So here's what I like about it, Rachel and Nina and Vinny. He's sharp. He's got a job. He ain't broke. He's done something before. So think about it. If you could have 10 conversations like that a week with that level of a person versus in the first conversation when they ask you, can you pay for them to do it? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, God. People say, I'm frustrated recruiting. It's the people you're trying to recruit that's frustrating you. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not this business. You're doing it to yourself. Like whoever's recruiting Rachel is not frustrated when she's talking to Rachel. Vinny, he's trying to sell ginger ale. You are not frustrated. Nina, she's excited out of her mind about these leads because she sees these leads and she's done stuff before and she fought to get in the country. So it's the quality of person you're talking to. But to be clear, Rachel, I've got 5 lined up like that to talk to today. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. Enough about recruiting. Back to the selling. Okay. That is great, Vinny. Same thing, Rachel. Objections on the phone. And you are booking appointments and going to the house, right?
Yes.
Okay. So are you selling over the phone or just booking the appointment so that you get to see them? Do you get many objections? Do you go anyway? Talk to us about that.
Oh, yeah. I get objections just like everybody else. People will hang up on me, curse at me, tell me not to come. They'll leave me the same voicemails that they leave Vinny. I think everybody goes through that. I know a lot of new agents, they think it's just them or it's just the area that they live in or the kind of people.
Oh, yeah. Up north it's terrible. Yeah. Up north it's terrible. Oh, down south it's terrible. Out west it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had a lady who she just kept telling me to throw it in the trash. Just throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. And she was screaming at me. And so, the next week I was over in her area, in her county. And so I door knocked and she was so happy I was there. I mean, she She was 81 years old, super happy I was there, and she was like, "Honey, I'm having a little bit of vertigo today. Could you actually come back this time next week?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I wrote it on my calendar. I went back next week, made $1,000. So yeah, the business works if you work the business.
So it just, does it continue to blow your mind how people are, one day they're excited and the other day they're mad, or on the phone they're mean and in person?
Yeah, but I think it's because they think that you're trying to sell them something. And so before every single appointment, I pray of just like, Lord, just help them see that I'm there. I'm there to brighten their day. I'm there to help them. I'm there to serve them. And I feel like when I go in with that type of mentality and that mindset, it just really resets it so that as soon as I'm there, they feel that my presence is there to serve them instead of selling them.
That's great advice. Denny, you look like you're dying to say something.
Yeah, so before that call you got, that lady who told me not to come over, when I got there, she literally told me she had insurance already and she didn't know like, where it is. And I told her to go get it. She couldn't find it. I said, go get your bank statement. She's like, why? I said, I'll tell you what company's on this since you don't know. So she went to go get a bank statement. Finally, after 10 minutes, look at the
Big tip. That's a big tip. If they can't find their policy, they got to know where a bank statement is, and the bank statement will show you a draft. And every monthly statement they get should have one draft from their insurance if they have it.
It wasn't there.
Simple and true and easy. Go ahead, Benny.
Well, that bank statement did not say anything about insurance on there. And I said, ma'am, you don't have no insurance. She's like, there's no way. I paid for it. I said, do you have the policy? No. Did it come in the mail? No. Is it on your bank statement? No. Chances are you have no insurance. She's like, oh my God. So we got her insurance, helped her out. Day one coverage, approved on the spot with Mutual of Omaha. She was happy. She jumped up and down. It was a great day. I mean, that's the stuff that you have to know when they have no insurance or they say they have insurance. Check it, look for the policy. If they can't find it, look at the bank statement. The bank statement's not there, or you have the bank statement, the number, and the company's on there. Call that company and find out what they got. I mean, they might have the plan that they think is the best of their life, and really it's the worst thing they ever probably got their hands on. So be the hero. Don't be the idiot. That's all I could say.
Hold on one second, Benny. That's two objections he handled on one person: a voicemail, then in person. So here's the thing. I know Nina Nina, you sell a lot over the phone now that you've got 3,000 customers. Is that right or not right?
Yeah, 75% of my business is my current clients and referrals.
Okay. Then you close some without going there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine, though, getting that person on a Zoom call or on the phone and trying to sell them something? Well, first of all, they tell you not to come back, which means don't call me back. So you're trying to book an appointment. They won't talk to you. What are you going to do? You don't have that in-person opportunity. Am I wrong or right? This is $1,000 you're not going to make. Well, then you're talking to them on the Zoom. If you do get on there and they go, I already got a policy, and they go look for it, and you go, well, first of all, they leave the screen. Who knows whether they go take a drink or what, They come back and they go, I can't find it. You can't go help them. Hold on, and what is it?
But once you understand that we are not the only ones calling them.
Yeah, you can't go help them. Then can you show me your bank statement? Can you see somebody going like, here's my bank statement, you can look at it online? Can you see that happening? No. No. Go ahead, Nina. Go ahead, Nina.
Yeah, once you understand you're not the only person calling these clients, if they fill out a lead for this, they probably have their phone number everywhere. So they get, a gazillion calls every single day. So, how are you different from them? They hang up, you have like 2.5 seconds to, sound nice enough for them to stay on the line. Most, when they hang up, What are you going to do? They don't pick up the phone again. So, I leave voice messages. I say, hey, Helen, how's it going? This is Nina. Hey, I'm just responding, for something that you had filled out. hey, listen, I know you get more calls than just this one. Hey, I'm really here to help you out. You know, this is here on top of my stack. If you could call me back. So that would be, you know, the third or the fourth time that I call them that they hung up on me, or they, you know, don't pick up the phone. I do take a picture of the lead, send it to them, send a nice text message. Hey, is this you? I'm trying to get in touch with you. Send them a picture of me and Kyle and the children to make me more personal, you know. And how many people would call me back after is insane. Yeah.
Not some kind of professional posing picture, just a selfie with you and the kids and your husband. Hey.
Yeah.
This is, what a tip. What a tip.
Yeah.
Hey, we're real people. I want to help you. A picture of the lead and sending that to them with their signature on it. These are huge, simple work tips. These are not salesy strategies, being manipulating. It's just work. Taking a picture, taking a picture of a lead and sending it to somebody is not work. Yes, it is. That's the work we do. It's like that recruiting call. I was telling a guy the other day, I was telling him what I do to recruit and build a team. He said, that don't seem like work. I was like, it is work. That's what I do. It's how I worked my business, and it's how you guys work your business. Now, back to you, Rachel. What do you think about that? Have you done all these techniques, or have you already learned something, Rachel? And if you have, what else do you do? What other tips would you give?
Oh yeah, I definitely love the texting them of the lead for sure. I think that works really good, but I have never sent a selfie. I think that would be great. I love that idea. With Vinny, yeah, Vinny and both of these two, like the fact that I'm on a call with these two gave me butterflies when Jack told me that today, because I'm like, wow, these two really know what they're doing. Nina's out there crushing it. Vinny's out there crushing it. So absolutely take their tips. And as far as extra tips, I think, you know, one of the biggest things that Hutch has taught me is, Nina's kind of already touched on it, is how are you different than these other agents? And so one of the biggest things I really focus on is to never be salesy at all with them. And also to get on their level. So most of the time we're sitting with middle America. So I don't want to show up looking like, you know, beautiful and like my hair down and done. Like I look like how I look right now. And I don't ever say big words to them like, did I add value to you today? Like nothing like that. I really, I talk to them on their level. And I think that really helps them feel comfortable with me, because I'm not trying to impress them or act in a certain way. And just being different on the phone and then being different in person. And I've had so many clients tell me, you're just so different. You're just so different. And so that was one of the things that Hutch taught me that I've really tried to implement and continue to implement, and to not be salesy. And sometimes it's easy to hear things that people say that are salesy and want to implement it. And then when I see it from a client's perspective, I'm like, ooh, that is salesy. That, like, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. So trying to think of it from their perspective of what you're doing, how you're saying it, things like that.
So she issued 20,000 every single month on average. 240,000 issue paid divided by 12 is 20,000 a month. Is that right? My math right on that?
And I didn't work November or December.
You didn't work November and December?
No, I was planning a wedding and a honeymoon.
Who gave you permission to be off for 2 months?
The boss.
I mean, 2 months. So you were planning a wedding, executing a wedding, and then a honeymoon.
Oh yeah.
So that's a 10-month production, 240,000. And you've started recruiting. You're building a team, right? I mean, you've got some good people spread out across the country.
Yeah, there's some good ones. We're getting them rolling.
So here's what we say to people. Are you scared of work? Are you scared of this kind of work? Or are you scared of making this kind of money? Because I don't know what would keep a person from doing it. It's how many leads do you buy? What do you spend on leads a week, Rachel?
I had canceled my GMR during the last up until right now. So I was doing, we'll have to get back with Ashlyn, but I think I was doing like 400 a week on leads.
400 a week. 400 leads a week. And Nina, I don't even know if you still buy leads. We've got so many clients. Do you still get new leads, Nina, and add them to your client count?
Yeah, about $500 a week.
500. How about you, Vinny?
It's about $450. I just got hit with $850 though, because I went a little crazy. I took all the extras that were in there and just, I want to go crazy. So I'm going crazy.
So buying leads because you want to make money. I ain't buying leads because I want to work. Does that make sense? Unless, I mean, I enjoy work, but these recruiting stuff, I'm spending $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week is what I'm spending on recruiting, just straight out getting the message to start coming in, and then I have to work them and make phone calls to them and stuff like that. And by the way, somebody apparently I had a teaching on this, and somebody found it and was like, "Oh my God, this thing works!" DMing people. Anybody that's interested in it, I'd be glad to tell you how we do it and kind of coach you through it. But it's work, and but it's going to create residual income more than if you're selling. Like that's instant great income. Need about 250 more people like these three. But without the lead, could you imagine trying to get that many how hard would it be to get that many hot prospects a week from friends and family?
Yeah.
Impossible. We had a guy say, "Hey, well, I got friends and family." So you started talking to them. Guess what they do? They put you off, come back tomorrow, got to do this, same thing that you guys go through. But if you start out with 15 friends and family versus 50 leads, like you got 50 leads, who can't make a sale? One of them people is mad because they didn't have it. You know, like this lady that he goes to see, she thinks she has it, which is a lead. She thinks she has it. What's the question is, what did she fill it out for? Like, what was she thinking when she filled it out? Who cares? You got an address and a phone number. You got an excuse to go knock on the door. That's what makes these leads so unbelievable. And it's their signature. Do all of y'all get internet leads also, or no?
I do.
So you do get some in addition. Nina and Rachel do not.
I love internet leads. I love internet leads, believe it or not. And these people actually that want insurance, right? They know what they filled out 95% of the time, and you're calling them and it's like a laydown. They're really like, yeah, I want that. Yeah, that's who I want to leave it to. Great. Let's get together and let's take care of this. Perfect. Come on over. Sold. I sold 4 out of the 5 houses I've been to with those internet leads.
Rachel, here's a little business. If you can net the same amount of money this year with less selling by paying more for leads. So you buy a little more for leads, it makes it easier to write more business in the same amount of time. Like these people that Eric Belair is hilarious talking about this, how he used to be. Eric did 719 applications for $427,000. He was number 4 in the country. He sold like 100 Medicare. So he's got all those clients he's going to keep making money off of. But he used to be down in, 15, 20. Now he's in the top 10. But he said it's just so much easier now because of having a bigger swimming pool to hit. You know what I mean? A bigger pool of people by spending a little bit more on leads. So, and with Vinny's endorsement for the annuity leads, Rachel, it might want to be something you think about to add the portfolio in the same territory. Because now, do y'all use those apps where you plug in where you're going to be traveling, every lead? Y'all do that? What is that app? What do you use, Vinny?
There's 2. I use Route for Me. That's my favorite because you can literally take a picture of the lead's address and it becomes the address on the thing. So you don't have to type it in. It's called Route for Me, ROUTE, the number 4, and then the word me, ME.
All right.
It's $10 a month. It's worth it. I'll spend $10 a month for it. Save me 100 hours.
$100 a month.
Yeah, $9.99.
Oh, I know that wipes some people out of there. Oh, you got to pay for it. I love those people. Oh, you got to pay for it. No, yeah, it's not free. That probably tells you it's worth something. Rachel, do you use that one or do you use a different one?
I had used the one that Megan Wood recommended, Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. You gonna look at this one now and see if you like it better?
Oh yeah, definitely. I already wrote it down.
Road Warrior. Do you not use one, Nina?
I use both of them. Oh, it depends. They both have different features. So Road Warrior, you can actually upload a CSV file, right? And then like that puts it already into the addresses, so you don't have to type each and single one in. Where Route for Me doesn't have that feature, but you can take pictures of it, and then it depends on how many you want to put in. If you have a list of 250 leads that you want to put in there, just download from where we get our leads, the CSV file, and then upload it. Or if you just have 10.
Do we still do
Go-
data?
go
We
for that.
still sell people data
Type it in.
that's not been mailed, or it's been data that's been mailed? TLP. What's TLP? What's TLP mean? Okay. Okay. So we really don't have it anymore. Okay. All right. So you use both of them, Nina. You use Road Warrior and Route for Me.
Yeah. Both
And
works.
Say again?
Gets you to the address. Both works. Both gets you to the address.
Is there anybody in here that has a question for him specifically? Okay. So Nina, your schedule to write that much business. Some people make phone calls on Monday, sell on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, phone calls on Thursdays, sell on Friday, Saturday. Do you have a schedule that you stick to like that or different?
Well, I work Monday to Friday all day.
You do what?
I work Monday to Friday all day. So I get appointments booked. My assistant books me current clients on my schedule already. So that's already there. I do dial my current clients. So the birthdays, I call myself. Policy reviews, I call myself.
How many clients do you have?
1,907.
1,900?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're adding more clients. That's a great number, but I'm glad you're adding more. Did you ever have a schedule like that back when you were just getting leads? Was it you run it differently because you didn't have so many current clients?
Yeah. Yeah. Also Monday I would dial for Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday I would dial for for Thursday and Friday. Yeah, Friday and Saturday. Yeah.
When you say all day, is that a 8 to 5 or 8 to 8?
Yeah, I would say my first appointment is between 9 and 10, and my last appointment is by like 7. Yeah, but they're not all back to back. So it's like I have, then 3 at 10 o'clock, and then 2 show up of the 3, and then the next one is rescheduled, turns over. Yeah.
Okay. So, Vinny, let's come back to you're picking up the pace. What do you plan on your schedule being, Vinny?
So I plan on maybe throwing an extra day in the field, and the extra other 2 days that I have, probably 3-4 days, whatever goes on. I'm going to be just making a lot of dials, recruiting phone calls. This year, my business is going to blow up, and it's going to be recruiting like insane. I already have a plan already. I already talked to AMG. I talked to Brandon. We're going all out. So get ready for.
What day you make when are you booking appointments? What day do you use to book your appointments?
Monday, I book appointments for Tuesday all day in the field. Thursday, I book appointments for all day Friday in the field. Wednesday is going to be more of my recruiting day. Saturday will be a little bit recruiting day. Thursday will be recruiting day. So I'm going to be just plugging in recruiting days and an extra day in the field. I mean, it's going to vary. I mean, right now I'm in an appointment, I put my calendar. This is my appointment right now between 10 and 11. I have an appointment with myself. So I drove to my house. Now I'm in my house right now. After this, I have to go to another appointment. I have like about 6 appointments loaded up today. So
you're so cool, Vinny. Thank you for booking this appointment, Benny.
Absolutely.
showing
I
up
gotta
this
serve
morning.
my people. I gotta serve my family.
Thank you, Benny. This is very important. A lot of people getting benefit from this. Rachel, what's your schedule? And what was it last year, other than the 2 months you took off? What did you do? How did you do 240,000? What was your schedule?
So I would say most of the time it would be dialing on Monday for Tuesday, half day Wednesday, dialing Wednesday night for Thursday, and then Friday admin day, you know, following up on policies and recruiting.
Okay. These are top producers in the country. You hear the schedules. What we're looking for is anybody else who wants to join. One final tip statement. We'll do Vinny. Vinny, one tip for new people that are starting to sell, and then Rachel, and then Nina. One tip, new people just got their license, excited out of their mind. What's your
One tip, don't be afraid to fail. Set yourself a schedule and fail as much as possible, as fast as possible, so we can teach you and coach you how to be better and go to the next level to make it happen for you and your family. That's my tip.
good stuff? Rachel?
My tip is go to the events. The next event that we have is called The View. It's in Denver, Colorado. It's going to be absolutely insane. Mark Cassetta just brings it unlike anybody else. I mean, if you go to a Tony Robbins seminar, a T. Harv Eker, all those people, Mark is better than those people. So get to the events. Don't make excuses. That's the only reason that I'm still in this business, is because I went to the events and I plugged into the calls. Call your leaders daily. I call Mike Guerra every single day, at least, handful of times a day. So get to the events, work with your leaders, and get on the calls.
Great advice. Nina?
Stop putting it off. Start right now. Make a phone call right now. Go through your phone, get with your growing upline, buy some leads, invest in yourself, and start right now. Today, not Monday. Today.
Thank you, guys. Y'all were awesome. We appreciate you. Great tips. We're going to take this, we're going to video this and use this over and over again. It's going to be great for people. Love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Let's kill it this weekend. Woohoo! See y'all at the View.
Bye.